Nikola stock is in the move in this session of today, the 5th of July 2023. The company indicated that its wholesale and retail sales of its electric vehicles jumped in the second quarter from the first, a positive sign for the startup that has been grappling with a cash crunch and stiff competition. The company said retail sales of its trucks doubled to 66 in the quarter, while wholesale figures rose to 45 from 31. Okay, so they are also selling or liquidating assets of Romeo Power less than a year after buying the company, and they agreed to buy Romeo Power in August of last year for about $144 million. So we all know very well that some of these stocks are rallying, not just on largely one major reason is because of the broader drive that is as a result of the AI buzz, and also amongst other things as well, the fact that there is a tidal wave of government subsidies associated with Inflation Reduction Act and the climate legislation and all that stuff, So a lot of market participants are, speculating, and they believe that companies like Nikola might be able to survive, the short term to benefit from the next tranche of government subsidies, and indeed Tesla has been making the most. Tesla has been making the most of that, slashing prices because it's benefiting from those subsidies. So Nikola, as you can see, has doubled its wholesale and retail sales of its electric vehicles, and the more it does that, then the better chance it has to receive some of those subsidies. So we can see that it is holding up. From what we can see from this chart here, it's holding up since we started covering the stock, since it started to rebound from this 52-week low of around $0.53 as of early June. It hasn't dropped since it crossed above that 20-day moving average. It hasn't fallen above that. So those are very strong indications. The 20-day moving average is a primary demand line. So the fact that it's still resting above that 20-day moving average since it crossed it, the day ago it crossed it was on the 12th of June. Since that time, it has remained above that, cooled off, and has continued to extend now. Currently now above the highest level it has reached. The highest level it reached since it started to rebound from the 52-week lows was 144, which is currently now it is above that. So it is indeed holding up and even extending the rally, gradually. The next target will be its 200-day moving average, which lies at $2.08. So, and also amongst other things, like I was trying to say, the fact that it is now sustaining its price above its 20-day moving average is also an indication that the demand is still there, that buyers are still very much active than sellers. Even if at various points sellers become more active, but they are definitely more active. They are definitely very much active enough to keep things going. As you can see, it's riding within a longer term bearish trend, and it's also outperforming the S&P 500. The momentum is strongly bullish. Investors are paying high prices for Nikola stock, and the unbalanced volume indicator is positive and suggests that buyers are presently more active than sellers. Even before I looked at this, it is what it is indicating. It is definitely, but obviously it is what the unbalanced volume indicator is indicating, but at the same time it's also in consonance with what we can see from just the chart alone itself. The fact that it is still above its 20-day moving average, and it's above it and upward sloping and extending further and further. So some amongst other things, market participants think, like I said earlier on, they think the companies like Nikola can survive long enough to take advantage of the next tranche of government subsidies. So don't judge them. The biggest players, they are benefiting from that. The legacy players are equally benefiting from all of that. So let's look at the projections on the trading view. We have upper projection of around 1.46, which is where it is right now. $1.46, is that where it is? Yes. And then we have 1.48 on its 1 minute chart. So we have, but also there are downward projections of 1.42. Let's look at the 1-day chart. We have had other projections before in the previous videos. So we have upper projections of 3.15 that will take it above easily. That is above its 200-day moving average, and we have 2.34 also above its 200-day moving average, and then we have 2.07 just slightly below its 200-day moving average. So there are indeed a couple of closely aligned moving averages or prices, even 1.62, 1.75. All of those are on the daily chart. So let's look at the weekly chart and see what we have. There are very ambitious projections on the daily chart. On the weekly chart, 133.62. Wow. And we have 85.80. Okay, so above that, above where it is right now, we have 21.22. 21.22. You'll be glad if it gets there, but in any case, we're just going to stick with its daily chart, and we have there are projections there. There is 1.66, 1.84, 2.34, and 3.10. So Nikola stock still holding on, still sustaining the rally, still holding the strength, still keeping the current trend intact, still keeping it intact. Market participants are hopeful and they believe the stock will survive. The company will survive long enough to take advantage of the next tranche of government subsidies. Okay, so see what you make of Nikola stock, and I'll continue to update you. Thank you very much for watching this video.